Listen up, all you ho-ho-hos. It's the holiday season, and you know what would make us nothing but more than merry is for you to download, rate, and subscribe. How do you do it? Go to Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, click Rate Show, give us 5 stars, and follow us on Bad Advice Only NYC.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa.
Oh, no.
We're your hosts, Tara, Nora, and Allie, and you're listening to Bad Advice Only.
We're just 3 New York City rats talking about scurrying around the Big Apple. Here, we make the New York City mistakes so you don't have to.
We're begging you. Leave us a review and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Bad Advice Only NYC. We release new episodes every Monday, so stay tuned, rats.
This episode is the CEO assassination.
The CE. Oh no. I just woke up from a nap.
So did I.
I'm really jealous of y'all's nap.
Allie and I just took a nap, listener.
Yeah.
I needed it. As I was falling asleep, I thought maybe I had a brain tumor because my whole head was throbbing.
Yeah.
It's called a hangover, sweetie. Before we get into our episode, should we do like a recap? It's not even a weekend recap.
We're going to do a one-night
evening
recap.
Because we were all together finally. I feel like it's been ages since we've had a recap of the 3 of us together.
That's
true.
Usually our recaps are just like me and Allie wreaking havoc and you kind of not being there. And that sort of happened again.
It did. Accidentally this time.
There was a little bit of a miscommunication.
I was ostracized by a pure accident.
And a little bit of a lack of response.
Yeah. Listener Tara wanted to know what bar we were at, and Allie couldn't communicate.
No,
Allie
I told her the bar that we were
and
at.
I thought it was so egregious and ridiculous of a response that she could not be telling me the truth.
Give him a shout out. What bar is so ridiculous?
Trailer Park Lounge.
I love Trailer Park.
I completely agree. I haven't been since my 20s.
Right.
And also, for the listener, we had a holiday party last night. And so we were all together having a great time. I had to run home and feed and walk 3 dogs. Don't ask why. We have 3 dogs all of a sudden. So the original party was on the east side. So when I texted Allie asking where the next bar was at, I assumed it would just be near the first bar.
Correct.
And no, it's completely on the other side of town.
My favorite part
And we
is
walked
everyone was
You
complaining.
walked?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, okay.
We walked.
It was
Everyone
really
was
cold.
complaining that this bar was so far away. It's on the same street. It's just like 4 avenues away from where we were.
Right. 4 avenues is so far.
In the daytime, no one would think about
That's
it.
No.
Ohioans and our Iowa rats, an avenue is very long when it's cold.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not because of the daytime, nighttime. It was really fucking cold last night.
Also, fun fact, the west side avenues are longer than the east side avenues. Did
I
you
didn't
guys
know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Is
Is that
true?
true?
Feels like it. I've heard that before. I'm not sure. So we had a little holiday gathering. Allie and I went out. Tara didn't make it to the afters. My night
Oh, yeah. Nora, how was your night?
needed to end, and I would not let
wouldn't
it.
She would
leave.
not.
Allie,
She wouldn't stop.
Allie requested me to go home several times.
She screamed, can't stop, won't stop.
And I said no, and then I went in the bathroom of the bar,
That's
Trailer
not
Park.
quite what happened.
I went in the bathroom of the bar. I projectile vomited for about 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
And then I rolled back out.
a long time.
And I still didn't want to leave.
Were there other people in the bathroom with you?
No, it was, thank
It's a
God.
one-stall bathroom,
Thank
and
God.
I
Okay.
remember my trailer park the way I do.
Worse than that is that once my sorry ass was put in an Uber with Finance J.
Shocker, he's back.
He's back, bitches.
Back with a vengeance.
Finance J put my ass in an Uber. I laid in the floorboard of said Uber for the whole ride home until we were 10 blocks away. And again, it was frigid outside. And at that moment, I decided I was going to puke. And I looked him dead in the eye and said, we need to get out of the car right now or I'm going to throw up. So we stopped the fucking car. We got out into the frigid cold. And then we went into Cane's Fried Chicken, where I told him the fried chicken smells healed my stomach.
The smell of oily chicken skins.
Yeah, Cane's is
Really?
one of the worst
No,
scents.
it fixed me, and then
If
we
it was
walked home.
KFC, maybe, but
And
like
I
Cane's.
bitched so hard the whole way home. I was like, "It's so fucking cold. Why are we walking?" And he was like, "You literally made us." And then he went to Prince Street Pizza
Because you demanded.
because I demanded it. I passed out in his bed. Separately, I also was texting a different guy, asked him to get me Taco Bell, and I would come over. Guess who got Taco Bell delivered to their door? That guy.
That guy.
And I did not
Did you
come
deliver
over.
yourself to
I
that?
did not. I just fell asleep. I didn't have the Taco Bell or the pizza.
And so what have your communications been with each of these gentlemen?
No responses from Taco Bell guy. Me and Finance Jay had a lovely coffee this morning. And recap, we did not hook up, for the record. How was your night, Allie?
It was good. After I begged you to come home with me and you said, no, I'm so fucked up. Leave me here. I did.
You left me?
I left you. I had to evade a stalker on my
stalked
way
you?
home.
Who stalked you?
I don't know. Just Finance Jay was like, don't leave yet.
Oh, there
There's
was
someone
a guy.
waiting for
there
you.
was a guy waiting for her outside.
No way.
Yeah.
Allie knows how to pull stalkers, creeps, and married men.
He's also married.
Pause. I have another update on Married Men that I'll share in just a moment.
Okay, we'll put a pin in married
But
men.
I get in my Uber, I go home, I ordered a pizza from Papa John's, which I was shocked to see on my
Wow.
Seam list because they're never on there. Turns out
They're not.
they're not. They were in the city. They canceled on me as soon as I walk in my door to my apartment, and I'm so sad because, listener, I didn't give you this context. I'm the most hungover today I've been in my entire life.
She looks bad, right?
And I needed this pizza. And the only thing I have in my apartment was a pack of s'mores Pop-Tarts, which I couldn't fathom stomaching.
Oh my god, that sounds heinous. Like
Or-
you don't eat something that
Yeah,
sugary
sweet.
sweet
Right? Like I was like,
when you're
"Ugh."
drunk.
The only other thing I had were these stale rosemary crackers that were like made from almond flour. And I said, okay. And I have a team event next week that's cheese tasting. And they got the cheeses delivered to us 2 days ago. And I did crack it. Two of these cheeses, which is going to be embarrassing when we
When you
have to
unbox.
unbox them live. And people are like, why is half this block of cheese missing?
Listen, if you're gonna ship me cheese, don't expect me to not open it.
That needs to be opened immediately. Tara, any night updates, or you just didn't come, or what?
Oh my gosh. So after I walked all three dogs separately because they're fucking terrorists, I started to become ill because I didn't eat either. And so I was starving. Went to our little slice shop down the street, grabbed 2 slices. I
You're the only
stayed.
one who got a real meal?
Yeah, I got a real meal. But y'all, I stayed in my entire outfit. I didn't even take off my shoes. I stayed completely ready to rock and roll. And after I finished eating, I realized Allie hadn't texted me back yet, so I questioned my own text to try to get her attention. She did. And
That worked.
Allie goes, "Did I fuck up?" And I was like, "No, but I would have loved a
To be
confirmation."
fair, you have our location. You
Also,
could have just showed up.
Why didn't you just call?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
She
that
didn't really want to go, Rats.
No,
she
I
didn't want to
didn't
go.
wanna go. I would have ripped those pants off the minute I walked
Can
in the
we
door.
really quick go back to Allie leaving me at the bar? Because I see on Instagram all the time all these things where girls are like, never leave your friends alone
No,
at bars.
I
And I'm
know you
like,
were
we
taken
leave
care
each
of.
other all
We
the
leave
time.
each other.
I tried. Here's my thing. I don't think you should leave a bar if you didn't try to take them home. I tried. Relentlessly. I just knew that Finance Jay was there, and I turned to him and I said, I don't care where she gets to, just make sure she gets there safe.
And he followed through. He's an honorable.
Yeah. We were
finance
texting. I texted
bro.
him as soon as I got into my Uber.
I like that he was also looking out for you when there was a creeper outside.
Such a sweet man.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy.
That being said, who's not a great guy, one of the married guys.
Oh, is
Literally,
this the pin?
2 days ago, I get this like weird message on Instagram that's private, like one of those like vanish modes, and I'm like, what the fuck?
God.
So I open it, and he's
Can't
like,
help yourself,
I'm
can
so
ya?
curious. He's like, I'm in town for lunch. Like, any chance you can swing it? And it's like 3 p.m. And I said no. Fast forward, it's now 9 p.m.
Okay.
I'm in my bed watching a Christmas movie.
You're Jewish.
Yeah, I love them. And let me have one thing, okay? I'm watching this Christmas movie, and I hear my phone go off. This man calls me 6 times.
What?
Not once, 6
Oh
times.
my God.
And then sends me like 5 of these private messages on Instagram.
Like vanishing mode.
Right, but you can't see the preview for them. So I'm like, I want to know what they say, but I don't want to like go on Instagram because I don't want him to think
then he'll know you're
I'm
ignoring.
online and he's going to keep calling me and then I'm going to have to block him. It's going to be like a whole thing.
How many minutes did you wait until you left?
I went to bed and I checked in the
And
morning.
then what did it say?
What?
It was
willpower. We have to give it up for Allie. That's good willpower.
That's good
for
willpower.
Allie.
Thank you.
I would have read them.
I would've-
Fuck that.
No, I was just like so disgusted by the whole thing, and I was getting annoyed because I was watching the Christmas movie on my phone, and every time,
You have a TV.
yeah, every time I would get to like a good part of this Christmas movie, my phone would fucking ring, and the movie would pause, and I'm like, I was getting so angry.
What did his messages say?
They were like something along the lines of, "Hey, I want to talk. I want to hear your voice. Answer the phone."
Ew.
Whoa.
And then it said bad advice only. ... And then
What?
What? That's like
like the name of our podcast.
Like, but what was he saying? What's his point?
I don't know.
he can listen to your voice any old time on anywhere you get your podcasts.
I didn't respond.
A message for the Rat Pack. If your man is following Allie or bad advice only, he might be cheating.
Watch
He
out.
might be cheating.
Yeah.
And also, none of us are interested in a married man.
Also, if your man is begging me to go to a hotel room with him to suck his dick, let him know there's nothing in it for me, and so I'm disinterested.
also uninterested.
Allie's new line, my favorite line in the world, is, some people would pay for this.
All right, so back to people shooting people in the back.
Yeah, should we get into
Not
today's
your best
topic?
segue. Not your best segue.
You want to try again?
You know, a lot of women who entertain married men might be worried that their wives would be looking to shoot them in the back.
Ayo.
You know who also got shot in their back?
Who?
That CEO from United Healthcare.
Yo. She says it with a smile on her face. I think she's proud of her segue.
Yeah.
She's proud of her segue.
That was it.
Rats, the world is responding and reacting to this assassination. Like, I don't know, 14 when Lindsay Lohan and Britney Spears were both going crazy.
God, I love that time.
This is a new
Simpler time.
era. And it's not celebrities going nuts. It's your average Joe Schmo 3D printing a gun and shooting a CEO.
It's not that average, though, because his name's Luigi.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah.
Who's naming
So-
their kid Luigi?
Luigi.
I was really trying hard to pronounce his name better because his last name's kind of hard. It's Luigi Maggioni.
Mangione.
Okay, that's it.
So, for the listeners, if you've been living under a rock and you have not heard this story,
Yes.
Tara, take it away.
The CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson, was shot in the back twice, killing him by an unknown shooter, a masked shooter. This shooter then ran away via city bike.
Shout out. Their marketing needs to get on it.
Oh, we'll talk about this in a sec. But yes, so a very high power individual was shot. However, before we find out who this assassin is, the internet goes insane. People are losing it. First of all, the only photos we have are two. One of just his eyebrows to lower eyelid, and then him pulling his mask down to check into a hostel. And people are losing it. Number
I
one,
heard he was flirting with the
Yeah.
hostel
Yes.
check-in
They
person.
keep saying he was flirting, and I'm like, how do they know?
well, the headline was "Assassin flashes a flirtatious smile at hostel."
It was kind of flirtatious.
What is flirtatious about a smile? So the FBI and NYPD, when they first start talking and trying to uncover more about this assassin, this unknown shooter, they are basically praising him. They are like, this is work of a trained assassin, a hitman had to have come through with this type of...
I agree.
What made it so good?
So, like, Allie had said off the podcast that time-wise, like, they had it timed so perfectly.
He had, 10 seconds, right?
Right.
To,
The
take that
CEO
happen.
was exiting his hotel room at 7 a.m. to walk across a New York City street in rush hour traffic everyone's out walking their dogs, getting ready for work. He had to just walk across the street to go into the conference, the center he was doing a conference in.
Pause. All I can think about right now is like, why didn't he pick a later time of the day? Think about it. If he's getting
You
up
wanted the guy
from-
to have to do his job first
well,
to then
from
get
the
shot.
Bronx or wherever this guy was checking into this hostel, the commute.
The commute.
Guys, I'm so sick of the way y'all talk about the Upper West Side. It's not the Bronx.
But it's,
It's
far away.
It's far.
Like
it's
that
far.
commute at rush hour.
Sucks.
It's not ideal. He did
Like
have to
he
go
had
down
to get up at
Midtown.
5:30 to flash that smile check-in.
Yeah, why did he check in? He checked in that early. That is curious.
I don't know if it was the
Also-
night prior or if he
Yeah,
checked
what
in
kind
in
of
the morning.
check-in is not at 4 p.m.?
So if it's the only, I only know of one hostel in New York City.
I do too.
And I lived near it on the
Is
Upper
that
West
the one
Side.
that he went to?
I'm gonna look
It's
it up
gotta
because
be.
it's gotta be. There's not that many hostels in New York City.
Was Urinal West a hostel?
My room
talking
was,
about
if you know
your
what I mean. The door was always open to foreigners
Ew.
for a cheap night.
Are you talking about your pussy?
Yeah.
The cheapest hostel in New York City.
Tara's bedroom, Upper West Side, aka Urinal West. So that's who Brian Thompson is. Also, this is kind of sad. He was only CEO from starting in 2021. So like he was a new CEO.
That's tough.
One of my worst fears is what happened to him in that he just got shot in the back and died. He doesn't even know why he died. Like, he has no idea how or why he died.
Well,
He's just taken out.
That's one of your
Interesting.
biggest
Yes,
fears.
I hate
Who do you
that
think
idea.
is coming after you? I mean, look, I'm not judging because I'm afraid of bridges, but like,
No, I don't think anyone's gonna assassinate me, but I...
right. Maybe once this
Knock
podcast
on
goes-
wood.
are you just worried that you're not going to know why you're dying?
Yes, I don't want to die with mystery. Like, I hope I know why I die. Like cancer.
Oh my god. Okay.
Tara, back to
So
you.
back to me. So the public has just lost their minds. People are writing the most heinous things on United Healthcare's website, like commenting on things saying, my condolences are out of network, condolences denied.
People are happy.
Brian?
The general public opinion is
So mean.
This one's
positive.
really fucked. Brian Thompson's life denied. So
Guys,
mean.
this is so fucked up. You want to talk
He's
about
a-
mean? No one's talking about Luigi's goddamn eyebrows. They are
Thank
thick.
you.
They are way
Okay,
too thick.
the first thing I saw when they had enhanced his photo was his unibrow.
The public outcry is basically that they think the CEO should have been assassinated because healthcare is bad, which
Yeah,
is
they're
crazy.
feeling very righteous. Yes, healthcare in this country is outrageous and doesn't make any sense and is one of the worst in the world. But a shooting
We're
someone,
not assassinating
one person.
people.
I said this before off the record. I think
You want to be on record?
you try to put him in as CEO, Luigi, and see how he does. Like, look, the healthcare industry is shitty. We all know that. I don't think Brian Thompson single-handedly since 2021 did the worst.
Agreed.
Like, go have to report to board directors. You said this before. Try not to get fired.
Right.
Like,
And, like,
do
run
all
a
the
global
things.
company,
Right.
like,
and then
I
have
don't
somebody
think-
assassinate you.
Yeah, Luigi, I don't think you could handle it, okay? He also, in his manifesto, was like, I don't have a solution. And it's
Okay,
like,
so I
He
was
can't
saying-
handle it. He's a little bitch boy that shot someone because he didn't like the rules.
So I
I heard he can't have sex. Did you guys hear that one?
I heard that.
Okay,
He has
wait, slow
erectile
down, slow down.
dysfunction.
We're losing it. We're
No, he
losing
just
it.
has back pain.
So Brian Thompson actually received multiple death threats
Oh, no.
because of his job. Other healthcare companies, they're remaining very quiet. They're not commenting on it at all, but they removed all their C-level exec employees from their websites, like names, photos, everything, because they're worried. And then the other point Ali was making, saying like, make him do the job. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. But in his manifesto, which we can read later if we want, he says, this is a complex problem that I cannot solve. Okay, so to backtrack on this assassin, Luigi, he's a 26-year-old Ivy League grad. He got his undergrad and master's at Penn State.
No, UPenn.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. UPenn.
That's the good one.
The good one. I always confuse them.
Yeah, that's tough
They're
for people
just-
that went to UPenn because Penn State is for the dummies.
I was going to say they're both like just really rowdy drunks from my understanding.
He's a
I've never
rich
really-
baby bitch boy.
He's a
He's a rich baby bitch boy. Ironically, his parents also own, I think it was 6 or 8 healthcare facilities for retirees.
They also own golf courses.
Also, you know, healthcare sucks dick, but like that man is is privileged enough that he probably could have moved to a different
No,
country.
100%. There's so many issues. I have a lot of thoughts on it. I think it's a conspiracy theory.
I knew Allie was going to mention the C word, conspiracy.
I have not heard any conspiracy theories about this.
Are you ready?
Yes.
This one guy went ham, found Luigi's ex, his Instagram, all these other things. He has exactly, I think the number was 286. So let's just use that number. It was like he had exactly 286 followers. In his name, he had the number 286. If you look up insurance claims, that code is for denial.
Jesus Christ.
And
That's a little much.
It
That's
was
too much.
so far-fetched.
This isn't a conspiracy theory, but it is something I heard, that he couldn't have sex.
Okay, tell us more.
Did you
What?
really hear that?
I really did. Yeah.
flying.
Did you?
No, I just heard he had
this
back
is real.
pain.
Yeah, his landlord, I can't believe y'all didn't see this. His landlord said that he had such bad back pain he could not have sex. Now, why did his landlord know this?
Was his
Probably
landlord
tried to
his
fuck
mom?
his landlord. No, I heard he had back pain. But like, I have back pain too. And you know what my doctor said? You're old. This is what happens when you become 30. And then he gave me some muscle relaxants and I didn't shoot him in the back.
He said it was the most common type of pain.
I think it's really weird. I think he's staged. Like, what kind of rich motherfucker went to UPenn is like from a rich family? Like, what nonsense did he
Why
have?
did he throw away
shooting
his
somebody?
life?
Also, he was valedictorian.
Uh-huh,
You would
from an
think
all-boys
that like
school.
you would get rid of the gun, you would get rid of the manifesto, you wouldn't go into a McDonald's a week later and then
Okay.
use that same fake ID.
And he
like
had
it just
all that shit with him.
Okay.
it just
So-
seems stupid. It seems staged.
I think that's why there's so much public interest and intrigue, because originally the plan was so well thought out. It was so strategic, and like FBI directors were like, holy shit, this was an inside job. Like people were thinking it was someone on the inside doing this. Then it just
On the inside of United Healthcare.
That would be wild.
So anyways, his whole plan just completely spirals out of control after the fact. He starts making mistake after mistake after mistake. They allegedly find a backpack of his in Central Park. The only thing they find in it is, I think, one of the pieces of 3D printed, like the silencer portion of the gun. When they find him, he still has on him the IDs, the fake IDs, the rest of the gun, the manifesto. What the fuck?
Yeah.
How did he let this well thought out plan just completely get demolished?
When you say the silencer piece of the gun, is that like, can you just attach a gun head like you can to it, like a vacuum cleaner gets a different head attached to it?
So
That easy, huh?
If they can silence gunshots, why can't they silence vacuum cleaners?
Or like nuclear bombs.
Or my hairdryer.
Ooh, the hairdryer's such a
That bugs
nuisance.
me.
A silencer for guns, they screw on, so similar to a vacuum attachment, but you screw it into the nozzle. I don't know if that's the right word for a gun. I'm not a gun expert. So let's go back to the reward that was issued out for tips for Crime Stoppers. So originally, the NYPD offered a $10,000 reward for any tips.
Very low. They should have started
Yeah.
higher.
Well,
I mean, well, they're a local agency. They don't have that kind of money. So then FBI steps in and they've got the big bucks. They offer $50K, which I
Still
still think
low.
is quite low.
It seems low for a fucking assassin.
They offer
on the
more
loose.
money for like John Benet Ramsey. So.
Yeah.
Luigi is found at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. So he gets across 2 state lines, yeah? I'm looking at you, Allie. Answer me.
You're
Yes.
a Jersey girl.
You're our geography
I don't
girl.
know where Altoona is. But
You
they
know where
could have-
Pennsylvania is?
But they could have
Fuck.
crossed over into Pennsylvania in upstate New York. So I'll say yes, but I don't know.
So people are pissed. Going back to these righteous people online, these internet trolls celebrating the death of this man, they are pissed, and they dropped this particular McDonald's rating on Google Maps to 1 star.
What the
And
fuck?
they're all writing things like snitches get stitches.
Did you see that Burger King came out and just
I
said
have
Burger
that.
King says we don't snitch?
Yeah. So then Burger King responded, "We don't snitch."
The back pain doctors should get on this advertising, you know? Like,
Oh, I know.
I just keep thinking about like, wouldn't United Healthcare have a vested interest interest in finding the shooter. Like, couldn't they just take the salary of
Yeah.
Brian Thompson and offer that as a
They
reward?
just saved a lot of money.
Well, allegedly, the McDonald's employee that did snitch may not be getting the reward because they called 911 instead of the Crime Stoppers phone
That's
number.
Motherfuckers.
Okay. And I looked into just how hard it is to even get the money. Majority of the time, the person who calls in the tip does not receive any funds.
You hear that, people?
It's not worth
Don't
it.
bother snitching.
It's not worth it.
I still don't understand how this McDonald's worker knew that this was Luigi Mangione.
The
How the
rumor
fuck did they know?
was she overheard. I heard she. I don't know if this employee is a woman.
it's a woman.
But
Women are snitches.
what I heard, and again, this is on the rumor trail, she overheard two people, restaurateurs, saying that person looks like him. So she called 911.
called two eaters at a McDonald's restaurateurs.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called?
No, they're called peasants.
As if she didn't try to order Papa John's last night.
And garlic sauce.
I love that you forgot that you can't order Papa John's here. Another
Yeah.
reason not to live in Jersey, kids.
Am I right? Hey.
Hey, we could get Papa John's anytime we want. There's one right on 14th Street.
There's also so many other better pizza places in New York City. Before we wrap, I think we have a few philosophical arguments to get through.
Okay.
The three of us already kind of touched on one. Is Luigi hot or not?
You know, his body is interesting. His body gives me a bit of intrigue.
There's intrigue.
He's probably short, though. How
He's
tall
short.
is he?
He's short.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Anyone who shoots someone is short.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like his face personally. Personal preferences. I'm not into his face. Go
Allie?
off.
I don't like it.
No.
I don't think you should trust anybody with abs.
Okay.
The what? That's
'Cause they
like
don't
my
eat bread.
favorite thing.
Right, and they're all fucking crazy.
Yeah.
He just is not happy. He's not a happy man. Anybody that cuts out carbs like that, you're just not happy.
You're not
Yeah,
gonna be happy
that's
with
fair.
your life. Okay.
My take on him, like Nora, there is intrigue, but the minute I saw the rest of him, I just know he's that guy in the gym with the ripped tiny tank top that doesn't even cover his nipples.
Yeah.
Hey, that is
And-
so slutty.
It's the sluttiest
No one talks about
thing.
when guys wear slutty
Men are
shit to the
scared.
gym.
I think we should start doing that. You know how men come up to girls in like really tight spandex and they'll be like, hey, or like look them up and down.
Or they're
I think
like,
we
that's
should just.
distracting. It's distracting when I see your
I'm
sweaty
gonna go up to them and
nipples.
just start flicking their nips.
Yeah. I was immediately lost on the rest of him. Like, sure, I can appreciate abs from afar, but that's all I
Have
need.
you ever had a man with abs? Real question.
Yes.
Me, yes. I went through a phase of liking abs when I was younger and vain and
I love abs.
only liked looks for
They
men.
help me orgasm.
We all know that.
Cause you ride it.
Really, Allie?
You want to try?
Ugh, yeah, cause you ride the abs like a cheese grater.
Oh, God.
Nora's vagina grater.
Like a cheese
Guys, I don't
grater.
know where that came from.
My vagina, the
still-
cheese.
Because we were being sassy about your yarn.
No,
you just
I
came at her.
No, I don't know where that came from. I think it's because I'm post nap.
Next philosophical question. Is it okay that people are just, I don't know, acting like they're Batman and trying to like shoot up someone who they think is in the wrong?
I don't know why people are finding this socially acceptable.
I know.
I really don't. I don't get it. Like, why are we so okay with murder?
Look, I love a joke, and I can lean into a dark joke.
Oh,
This
yeah.
isn't a joke.
Yeah.
Society's not kidding. They're happy.
They're
I'm
happy.
at the lean in era, and I am leaning away from
I
this.
lean out. This podcast is distancing
Cheryl
themselves.
Sanderson was still alive,
Is that
she would
her
write
name?
a lean out novel.
Cheryl Sandberg?
The sequel, Lean Out. I mean, I'm not saying that the CEO was an angel. I'm not like, I'm sure he contributed to some failures in the health system and like was greedy, probably, right? Most CEOs are. But should he have been shot in the back? No.
Face?
Maybe at least to Nora's point, he would
Did he
know it's
know?
coming.
Maybe like a
Didn't know.
kneecap. Little warning
You know,
shot.
maybe he got hurt. If he got hurt in an
That's my
accident.
whole thing. With the cops, with that, just give a little warning shot. Like, you go to AIM
yeah.
school practice, put it...
AIM school
Practice. In school practice.
Target practice.
Target practice.
This podcast really knows our guns.
And then lastly, should the McDonald's employee get the reward?
Yes. I think she should get
Resounding
more.
yes.
More than.
Well, what about the tourist she overheard it from?
They didn't call. They were being
That's
stupid.
true. They should
Yeah.
have called.
My thing is, if you give a deadlocked I found the person.
Very useful. They need the money.
Yeah, that was not a
It's
tip.
very useful.
It's very useful.
It wasn't a tip. It was Luigi
I
Malgione
got him.
sitting in my McDonald's eating a hash brown.
I got him.
The only thing she could have done better is if she'd handcuffed him herself.
As always, thanks for listening. If you're interested in even more bad advice, scurry on over to Instagram and TikTok at Bad Advice Only NYC. We're begging you. Download and rate the show and leave us a review. Talk to you next Monday.
Stay tuned, rats.